Sincere apologies for that technical glitches. We're right back now. The Deputy Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Samuel Yatu, has been described as a man that is truly committed to grassroots development in his constituency. Some guests, including the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Dennis Dahosa, gave the commendation during the lawmaker's birthday. BeeTv News' Esoe Osemegi has details of the report.
St. Gabriel the Archangel Catholic Church, Sapler Road in Benin City, attracted guests as a deputy speaker and member representing Oromo East constituency at the Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Osamuyi Atu, marked his birthday. Among those in attendance were the Edo Deputy Governor, His Excellency Honorable Dennis Dahosa, Speaker, Edo State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, former Deputy Governors of Edo State, Dr. Pius Igberame Odubu, and Right Honorable Comrade Philip Shahibu, members of the State House of Assembly and APC State Secretary, Engineer Lawrence Osarobo Oka, as well as former member representing Ikbubahoka Federal Constituency, Honorable E.J. Agbanayima, amongst others. In a sermon, the officiating minister said, "It is always good for people to thank God for the gift of life." He said, "God is pleased with the act of thanksgiving."
How much time will you spend with the Lord in the chapel just to pray and to ask for His benevolence? My dear brothers, my dear sisters in Christ, Lumen Genesis number 11 tells us that the Eucharist is our heavenly treasure. It is the center and the source of our Christian life and our Christian journey.
Honorable Samuel Atu and those who accompanied him danced to the altar to thank God for adding another year in good health. The ceremony later shifted to the reception where guests unwind with the celebrant while thanking God for the impact he is making in the lives of many.
Happy birthday and many years of good return in prosperity and good health. I wish you all what is wishing himself by the grace of God, the growth from strength to strength.
Happy to be part of this. I know that better things are coming. I wish him all the best in the House of Assembly, and I know that God is going to move him from there to higher and greater heights. This is just the beginning.
Honorable Osamuyi Atu, a benevolent, a kind-hearted young man, a philanthropist, a businessman, a man of simplicity, a man who loves others, who always wants to give to others before himself. That is why I will say God have a place for him greater than where he is today.
I also want to congratulate him on his elevation to the post of Deputy Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly. Honorable Atu is a very fine personality, of very pleasant disposition, very respectful, very gentle.
I wish him his best heart desires. I wish him God's blessing. I wish him long life. I wish him more wisdom and knowledge to navigate the political environment. God bless him as he had +1 to his age today.
High point was the cutting of the beautifully made cake as guest who includes the Speaker at Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Blessing Agbebaku, APC Secretary at Edo State, Engineer Lawrence Oka, and others.
It is great. Now look at the cameras and smile. The Honorable Speaker is speaking.
The celebrant, Honorable Samuel Atu, thanked God for marking another remarkable year and appreciated guests for celebrating with him.
I thank God for all He has done for me so far, and I'm thanking Him in advance for the better one ahead of me. I always appreciate God, because I know that God is God. And I use this opportunity to thank my wife for all the support she's given to me. And I'm using this opportunity to thank everybody that are working under me.
The birthday celebration of Honorable Osamoyi Atu is coming few weeks after he assumed office as the Deputy Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly. Sohe Osemegi reporting for BeeTv News.
In a significant endorsement, the former executive chairman of Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Honorable Osamoyi, has praised the remarkable philanthropic efforts of Ambassador Charles Igage Inoma, founder and chief executive officer of the Bridge Builders Career Foundation. He said the foundation has been instrumental in empowering youth and students across the various Edo communities. Again, let's join BeeTv News and Soyo Semegi for details of the report.
The former chairman of Board of Internal Revenue, Edo State, Honorable Osaho Imaru, applauded the founder and chief executive officer of the Bridge Builders Foundation, Ambassador Comrade Charles Igage Inoma, for the philanthropy gesture he has done for communities in Edo State in area of empowering the youth and donating learning materials to schools across various communities in Oyama local government area of Edo State. Making reference to Ambassador Comrade Charles Igage Inoma recent donation of books and motorbikes to communities in Ugu Ward in Oyama local government areas of Edo State, Honorable Sao Mary said the founder of the Bridge Builders Career Foundation, Ambassador Comrade Charles Igage Inoma, has worked in mobilizing electorate for election and also did same in the September 2024 governorship election that saw the emergence of Senator Mande Ukbewu.
What I've seen here, it's something that one of the things I've seen what Ambassador Comrade Charles Igage has done. It's clear to all Sunday that he has done well. Our prayer is that God will continue to replenish his cause, God will continue to promote him so that at the end of the day, we have cause to glorify God and we have, something Bridge builders have been a group that has collaborated efforts of our party at the level of APC. They've mobilized men for elections and they've also been there in terms of philanthropic of this kind of nature we see now.
Prayers were offered for the founder of the foundation, Ambassador Comrade Charles Igage Inoma, and the foundation by various community leaders, wishes him well in all his endeavor.
I'm Mr. Charles Igage. I thank you very much. I'm very happy. I said me APC member. God will bless you.
Recently, Ambassador Charles Igage Inoma donated books to schools through representatives of 11 communities across the Ugu Ward of Oyama local government area, as well as a presentation of motorbikes to deserving individuals who have shown loyalty, patience, and support for the community.
I dedicate this to you now in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
The donor, Ambassador Comrade Charles Igage, promises to sustain the gesture. Sohe Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
You're still watching BeeTv News at 6. When we return, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu hosts 67th Ordinary Session of the Economic Community of West Africa. Details of this and more in a moment. Stay with us.
Event to mark 2 years in office of the honorable member. Day 1, Thursday, 26 June 2025. Commissioning of projects across the 2 local government areas,
which includes the commissioning of constructed 2.1 kilometer Uromi General Hospital Road in Eastern Northeast local government area. Commissioning of a constructed block of 6 classrooms in Egwari Primary School, Elwatu, Eastern Southeast local government area. Commissioning of a constructed block of 2 classrooms with furniture and solar system in Idumeje, Egwari Primary School, Ewohimi, Eastern Southeast local government area. Commissioning of constructed ICT laboratory with computers, internet gadgets, and solar panel in Ewato Grammar School, Eastern Southeast local government area. Commissioning of motorized solar borehole at Eko Ibadan, Eastern Northeast local government area. Commissioning of solar power borehole at Idumu Agbala, Eastern Northeast local government area.
commissioning of a constructed flood and erosion control standard drainage system on Onewa Road, Esa North East local government area, commissioning of constructed caveat system on Apostolic Street, Ewohi, Esa North East local government area, commissioning of constructed modern open store market at Uzea, Esa North East local government area, commissioning of constructed modern motor park with solar lighting system in Uzea, Esa North East local government area, among others. Day 2, Friday 27th June 2025, Town Hall meeting and distribution of business grants to market women. Day 3, Saturday 28th June 2025, distribution of empowerment materials at Okboje Primary School. Day 4, Sunday 29th June 2025, Thanksgiving service at Christ Embassy Church, Uromi. Special guest of honor, the Executive Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Monday Okwebolo. Father of the day, His Royal Highness Aslem Edonoje II, the Ojuromi of Uromi Kingdom, and other energy in Agbazilo. Chairman on the occasion, General Sesi Esekhaigbe retired, APC leader, Edo Central Senatorial District. Guest of honor, Imperial Jarrett Tenebe, APC State Chairman, Edo State, and members of the State Working Committee, as well as APC Chairman in Esa Northeast and Esa Southeast local government areas, and other leaders across the federal constituency. Indeed, this is our son, in whom we are well pleased. Thank you, Honorable Prince Henry Odianose Okoje, for effectively representing us at the National Assembly. Signed, Planning Committee.
Thank you so very much for staying tuned. President Bola Tinubu is hosting his counterparts at the 67th Ordinary Session of the Authority of the Heads of States and Government of the Economic Community of West African States at the Banquet Hall in the Presidential Villa. This 2-year tenure as chairman of ECOWAS will end and is expected to hand over to a newly elected leadership. President Tinubu was first elected ECOWAS as chairman on the 9th of July 2023 in Guinea-Bissau and re-elected on July the 7th, 2024. Well, in the 67th ECOWAS summit, which began with the West African leaders, was put together to discuss pressing issues, including democratic governance, regional stability, and ongoing efforts to reintegrate the Sahelan states that have exited the bloc. And now to Delta State. The Delta State Governor, Elder Sheriff Oborewori, has commended the 8th Delta State House of Assembly for playing a vital role in the successes recorded by its administration. He made this known during a Thanksgiving service held to mark the lawmakers' 2 years in office. The report.
The Redeemed Christian Church of God, Region 34, Unity Milden Parish, was the venue for a Thanksgiving service where state lawmakers, the governor members of the Executive Council, and other dignitaries gathered to express gratitude for a successful legislative year. The sermon by the officiating clergy emphasized on the importance of showing gratitude to God.
The sermon by the officiating clergy emphasized on the importance of showing gratitude to God.
There are spiritual toxins, and thanksgiving is the drug that cleanses them. What are those toxins? Pride, self-importance, false independence, our own personal hubris.
The Speaker of the House of Assembly expressed appreciation to God for the achievement of the past year and the unity that has sustained the House.
For us in Delta State House of Assembly is being a strong, united family. And you will agree with me today, we are all ill and active as members of Delta State House of Assembly, 29 of us, here present to celebrate the goodness of God, the faithfulness of God. We are grateful to God Almighty for this opportunity to serve. Let me thank Delta for this opportunity that has been given to us.
For Governor Sheriff Oborewori, the 8th Assembly has been instrumental to the state infrastructure and development and fiscal discipline. He charged the lawmakers to do even more in the years ahead.
Our state has witnessed remarkable growth, resilience, and transformation. This assembly has been central to that progress. So as we celebrate, let us reflect and recommit ourselves to the ideas of justice, equity, and service. The legislation must continue to stand as the voice of the people, boldly and wisely shaping laws that advance our collective interests.
In a symbolic heart of unity and thanksgiving, the Speaker, joined by fellow lawmakers and the Governor, offered prayers as they look ahead to a more impactful legislative year. Sohe Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio urged China to pressure Iran against closing the Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil shipping route, after Iran's parliament reportedly approved a plan to do so pending final approval. Also, 7 have been killed in Kiev in new Russian attack. BeeTv News Global News correspondent Harmony Agbafo has details of this and more from the foreign scene.
Rubio has urged China to pressure Iran against closing the Strait of Hormuz, a vital oil shipping route, after Iran's parliament reportedly approved a plan to do so, pending final approval. The closure could have severe global economic consequences, particularly for China, which imports large quantities of Iranian oil. Oil prices surged following recent U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear sites, with Brent crude reaching its highest level in 5 months. At least 7 people were killed and several injured in a Russian missile and drone attack on the Kyiv region, with residential areas, hospitals, and sports infrastructure targeted. 6 of the victims were in a high-rise building in Kyiv, where fires broke out and metro station entrances were damaged, forcing many residents to shelter underground. The Ukrainian Air Force reported that 352 drones and 16 missiles were launched, primarily aimed at Kyiv. This attack is part of a recent escalation in Russia's aerial assaults, continuing the conflict that began with Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. 3 people died and dozens were injured after a security barrier causing fans to fall from the upper stand while celebrating MC Alger's league title victory. Over 70 people were treated in hospitals, with most later discharged. Players and staff visited hospitals to donate blood. The stadium had been filled with fans celebrating MC Alger's 2nd consecutive league title, but the trophy presentation was postponed following the tragedy. And that is all from the global scenes. Harmony Agbafo reporting for BeeTv News.
Now to a bit of entertainment. Nigerian music star Tiwa Savage ability Ayinuru and Guinness World Record achievement for the longest hairdressing marathon. Let's not join BeeTv News.
Speaking on the Afrobeat Intelligence platform, the award-winning singer explained that the psychological changes that came with pregnancy affected her vocal range, prompting her to adjust the keys of several tracks on the album. Savage described the recording experience as emotionally and physically demanding, often requiring her to take breaks due to fatigue. The Red album, released in 2015, marked a pivotal moment in Savage's career, showcasing her resilience amid personal and professional transitions. She also disclosed that at the time, she was the first artist under Maven Records to become. Controversial Nigerian social commentator Martins Otse, popularly known as Very Dark Man, has spoken out following growing concerns over his silence on social media. The development came after his elder brother, Mark, issued a public appeal on Sunday asking Nigerians to pray for the activist, stating that the family was struggling to understand his situation. This appeal triggered widespread speculation as Very Dark Man had not been seen or heard from for over 2 days. In a post shared on Instagram hours later, Very Dark Man attributed his absence to emotional distress triggered by recent reports of killings involving herdsmen and farmers in parts of the country. He explained that the ongoing violence in regions such as Benue and Plateau states had deeply affected his mental state, prompting him to withdraw temporarily from online engagement. Baba T. Jos plans 1,000 barbing seats per state after Guinness World Record feat. The record-setting event lasted 154 hours from June 10th to June 17th, 2025, and has positioned T. Jos as a notable figure in both the barbing and entrepreneurial communities. Speaking in Abuja during a meeting with Nigeria footballer Odion Igalo, T. Jos unveiled his plans to establish 1,000 barbing seats in each of Nigeria's 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. The initiative aims to create employment opportunities and provide skill acquisition. Platforms for young Nigerians, especially those in underserved communities. And that's it on the entertainment news. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News.
And to sports news now, where Nigeria's men's and women's flag football teams have won gold at the inaugural African Flag Football Championship, securing spots in the 2026 World Championship. Let's now join BeeTv News sports correspondent Freema Osawe on this story and others from the world of sports.
The two-day tournament, which took place from Friday, June 20th to Saturday, June 21st, witnessed fierce competition amongst 11 teams from 8 African nations. Nigeria's male and female flag football teams are celebrating a groundbreaking achievement after claiming gold in both categories at the maiden edition of the African Flag Football Championships held in Cairo, Egypt. Hosted at the Club One Stadium in Mahdi, the event was a historic step forward for the sport on the continent and served as a qualifier for the 2026 IFA Flag Football World Championship. The match was closely contested under the final whistle, drawing praise from spectators and officials, including Egypt's Minister of Youth and Sports, Dr. Ashraf Subi, who was present. In the women's category, Nigeria's team delivered a commanding performance to defeat Morocco 26-12 in the final. Nigerian sprinter Favour Philly files application to switch allegiance to Turkey. Nigerian sprint sensation and 150-meter world record holder Favour Philly has reportedly failed to switch her sporting allegiance to Turkey. Just 3 months before the 2025 World Athletics Championship in Tokyo, Ophili's decision stems from repeated administrative failures by Nigerian authorities that affected her Olympic participation. Ophili stated that the Nigerian Athletic Federation caused her to miss the Tokyo 2020 Olympics after they did not confirm her number of doping control tests and then missed competing in the 100-meter at the Paris Olympics. She was sixth in the 200-meter final. He further clarified that the move was not financially motivated. It is further understood that feeling impressed upon the AIU that has switched to Turkey was not for financial reasons. Super Falcons to face Portugal ahead of WAFCON 2025. Nigeria Super Falcons aiming for a 10th continental gong at the 13th Women African Cup of Nations taking place in Morocco next month. We take on the senior women national team of Portugal in a friendly match in Lisbon on Monday. The Falcons contingent flew out of the federal capital Abuja to Casablanca on Sunday morning aboard the Royal Air Maroc flight and then traveled to Lisbon after appearing at the Portuguese and Moroccan embassies during the week as part of the procedure for visa processing. The 9-time African champions trained at the MKO Abiola National Stadium on Thursday evening and at the Turf Arena on Friday and Saturday in preparation for Monday's encounter. And that's it on Sport News tonight. Thanks for watching. Freeman Usawe reporting for BeeTv News.
And that's the size of our news tonight. Thank you so very much for being a part of it. We do hope you keep a date with us again tomorrow, Jehovah's will. My name is Best Orator, and from all of us, it's good night.